God, for a second then I didn't think my mic were working. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. As you can see, we've actually managed to get on Switch without it being twitchy. Hurrah! Your check-in did go off, Mackingham, but obviously because it was still running the titles, you didn't get seen. But as you can see, we are back in modern Minecraft. It's not Monday. It was supposed to be Monday. And then it was supposed to be Tuesday, and that didn't happen because of Twitch being twitchy. I've not logged in, I think, since Monday. So I'm going to have a look to see what people have done. Oh, it looks like Najoma finished his dwarf. His little tiny project. Minecraft Mitch. Yeah. Mitch, yeah, whatever. And Mattingham apparently is on a 7-stream streak. And apparently you've been awarded an extra 450 Nazapan points, aka channel points. Okay. Oh, turn magnet off because I don't want all his dirt. He's digging something out. It's probably should technically be something like a lava pit, shouldn't it, for a dwarf or something. I don't know, maybe Najoma will enlighten us with what his plan is for it. And did you manage to fill it all in so it's not full of groaning zombies? I'm being nosy now, of course. Oh yeah, it's actually all properly modelled on the back as well, so it's not like just a flat back. That's quite impressive. So he either went to the Nether or found some downed meteorites to get this lot. It's going to be a swimming pool. Full of lava. So that's Najoma. We'll catch up with him later to see what else he's got on with. I can't remember what Mattingham was working on. I think he was working on his walls initially. It looks like he's managed to fill them all out. Makes my efforts look very boring. Now, you see, I completely disagree with that because in the previous season, most of your buildings were just blocks, big square blocks. And I'm quite impressed that you've gone and built these like little mini balconies, and I'm assuming all your animals are still in the same places. You know, you've kind of also planned for future expansion, which is always good. You got a load of chickens. Probably going to have some more in a second. You got one extra. Obviously, you got your cows. You've got your house. You left the window open. I can get in his house. I can sleep in your bed. You left your top door open as well. Oh, he's got a cave down there. I'm being nosy now because I can. Oh, you built a little mining network of some sort. I'm really intrigued. I have to explore. I have to know. Oh, you've got a big cavern underneath like my base has. Oh, and that's his tunnel that goes all the way through to the other side. You need to light that area up, otherwise you're going to get zombies and skellies coming down there. But that's something to worry about when you're back. There's also a way in below. For your giant statue, is that? Oh, well, if you mean this tunnel, yeah, I knew about that. That's how I managed to get to the Mushroom Island. Because if you go through that tunnel there, it goes all the way down here. And it comes out, I think it's here is where it comes out. And then if you just go a little bit further south and over here slightly, you see there's Mushroom Island with your good old Mushu cows. So what have I done since the last time we played in this? Well, I fixed trees. Trees were not growing. All other plants were growing perfectly fine, but trees were completely refusing to grow. I fixed them. If you put a tree down now, it will actually grow. It actually makes that. It actually ticks over rather than just going into the first stage. And so all trees should grow now. I do like Mattingham's house. I like this bit. I also like that, you know, he's kind of like he's got chickens. He's got chickens running around in his base. No, that's not what I like, the chickens, before you say anything. I'm just saying he's got chickens running around in the inside of his base. Didn't leave any windows open here, though, for me to go and have a wander. You know, I could admin my way in, but I'm not gonna. But yeah, so that's Mattingham. Obviously, here back at the Cobble Kingdom, I've kind of started outlaying a few things. I got so sick to death of these dudes hiding under the walls and you'd come out and get attacked. So I spent some time putting these lava blocks down. So if they come and bug me, they will suicide themselves on it. If you can get them to come over. Come on. No, don't shoot me. Come on. But anyway. Of course. There you go. You heard it go. Fizz. And it'll take damage and they'll die off. So no more beasties hiding under the very edge of the wall. I don't need that, but I'm going to shove it in the box. So I've kind of started outlaying the next buildings. We will probably get a return of the honeypot building because I've noticed some of the cooking recipes have a hell of a lot more uses for honey. So that probably will get used. I've set up some of the stuff for Let's Do Winery. I'm considering making it so that the bees have free reign of these greenhouses, which, you know, Let's Do Winery. It's a case of you get some grapes, you lob it in here, and you squish them, so there's none left. And you get this fermenter, and you get, I think it's 2 bottles. You scoop up the wine juice, you shove it in there, and it fills those, returns the bottles there, and then it'll ferment depending on what the recipe is. I'm currently making health wines. If you leave them, they improve in quality. As you can see, these are 99 days left. I think they start something like 140. Wait, what? What am I waiting for, Mattingham? And basically, anyway, as these wines improve, the health effects get better. So, you know, they have kind of like little boosts here. As you can see, it does take a while to ferment them. So it's one of those things that you just shove and leave and come back to. Obviously, clock tower, that hasn't changed much at all. I think the only thing that's really changed in there was I upgraded my project expansion flower. So it's now a magenta matter one. It's still not the top tier one, but as you can see, I've got 8.11 billion energy. We're still making the good old lithium dust. This will probably end up getting shoved underground or got rid of, depending. As you can see, the return of the pink windmill, much to everybody's disgust. I don't understand how those chickens got in on Black Friday. Well, you've got chickens running around inside your house. Like I said, I saw some little baby ones, so unless you've... Because the only way that I could see it is that you've potentially got chickens there is if the underneath of your house is underneath the chicken coop. Or under this little chicken area, because sometimes when these things spawn, obviously when I'm lobbing eggs like this, sometimes they can spawn underground, and if there's only one block underneath this and then an area underneath, you could be getting baby chickens, but I kind of don't think it is looking at that. I don't know. I've not had a look underneath this building, so I couldn't tell you. Because you haven't given me the grand tour yet. But yeah, obviously he's got his farming area set up still. I think the other thing that I did was we brought the lions back. I do like the lions. I think they are rather funky. I've always liked the look of them. Again, very easy to do. I've used the framed block, so you can always get the stairs, and you can just use a block on it and you'll get whatever stair out of that. So you can have glass stairs, you can have all sorts using frame blocks. This is the guest building. I'm not sure if I finished this or not last time. It's set up, it should all work. Only thing that isn't in here is beds, because I'm going to assume people will probably use sleeping bags so they don't end up being stuck here. I can think of a way that chicks end up in there. You putting them in there? Are you griefing Mattingham? Have you found a way? Is that what you're saying? So anyway, as you can see, Return of the Pink Windmill, not what the people say on the server. It is not a erection of a body part. It is the Pink Windmill. You might remember it from a 80s kids show on I think it was ITV in the UK that had Grot Bags and Rolf Harris and Emu. So only real thing that I built was the outside. You saw how I built the sails, because obviously that's what's powering the clock up there. So I didn't see the point of going through that hash again for that. The only thing that I've done in here is I've set up the cogworks to increase the speed of it. So as you can see here, the standard speed of the windmills are coming down into a smaller cog. On the bottom goes a bigger one into a smaller one. So it just casually increases the speed till it's going really quite quickly. And then all I've done is I've put a gearbox, separated it off, one going one way, one going the other way. And that's as far as I've done. What I'm going to be doing today, hopefully, I've got to remember how to do a lot of this, because I've got to be honest, I don't remember a lot of Create because I don't use it very often, is I'm going to be probably doing a bit like I did last time, having a gearbox there that is redstone activated, so I can switch it on and off. This side possibly be used for XP again, and this side's going to be the new food area. Obviously, we don't have avocado on toast with this mod pack, because a lot of the mods weren't updated for it, or were discontinued, or other mods came out. So it is kind of a bit free range of what I want to do. I kind of put some little things to try out over here, because I was thinking I might do something like veggie burgers, which this has everything that you need for veggie burgers, because obviously I didn't want to set up a meat system, because that means cows, which then you've got to make sure you breed it, and it was just so long-winded. I thought, no, I cannot be arsed with that. It's like, don't get me wrong, how I'm dealing with food at the moment is I'm using the infinite steak from Project Expansion, where it uses EMC to keep me well fed. That's why every now and again you'll see me just running around doing my own thing, and you'll let it go and make the eating sound as it restores my food and such. But I do want to set up a food sort of system, because I want to be able to prove to myself that I can do it, for one. And also it means that, you know, some of the foods in this actually does give you buffs. Now the veggie burger. Oh, let's have a look, see if I can find it. Yeah, that one. No, not that one. That is not the one because it has not got the saturation on it. So which one is it? Let me have a look. Can I actually see? Let's do it this way. Uses for that. I believe it's that one. So it gives you some health. It obviously gives you a decent amount of saturation, which is really the more important thing, because if you lose health, you get your saturation. No problem, Mattingham. Enjoy your time away still. Again, thank you for dropping in. Obviously, you didn't have to, but obviously you needed that 7-stream streak. You needed it. You had to have it. Good night, Mattingham, and take care. So that's what I'm kind of aiming for. Again, making the patty. Again, onions. Potato. I think I'm going to do onions, potato, and wheat. I don't have potato there. So I think first thing that we're going to have to do is make a box for potato and get them running. Yeah, because we definitely don't have potato there. So everything will probably be in here. So what first thing I'm going to do is have a look at a potato. So a potato. You can shove it in a botany pot, which is exactly what I'm going to do. It does look like you get a chance of poisonous potatoes, so you're going to want a 2-draw. I'm going to put a void thingy on it because, again, I don't know if there's much use for poison potatoes. There might be in the magic mod. I don't know, so I will just keep them. So, draws. Obviously, you've seen me make these in previous episodes, so we're going to need one of them. We're going to need a botany pot. We're going to want some dirt. And I do believe we can use the insanium dirt on it. Yes, we can. So we can get it growing nice and quick. So, over here. I also want to make the jetpack today. I'm finding the flying from everlasting abilities a bit slow. So we grab one of them. We're going to also want a void upgrade. I want I think it's level. Pill level upgrade as well, because I like to see how full something is. Servers just started backing up. No, it's done. Must have just been finishing. Right, so down goes the drawer. Then we're going to stick the botany pot on top. Now we want to turn that soil into farmland, so that with your hoe. And if you stick the, as you can see, it's automatically turned it into farmland. Stick it with some insanium essence from Mystical Accreditation. I can't say it. I really can't say it. It's insomnia for you. Can't use words today. And that gets us our insanium farmland. So in there, potato and the insanium farmland, and it should start growing. It should start growing quite quickly. It'll dump a potato into there. We are then gonna, oh crap, not do that. Just shoved it straight back into the tablet. We're gonna shove these on here. As you can see, void one is in because we've got the little symbol there. Fill, we've got the little fuel bar. Gonna get the keys out that I made. One will show how much is in it. The other one will lock it. Shove them back into the inventory. Do I have a poisonous potato? We do not have a poisonous potato yet. So we're just going to have to keep checking back on that, because as soon as we get a poisonous potato, we can shove it in the bottom. So this thing just doesn't get full of just poisonous potatoes and effectively stalling production. Hence the reason for that. Yeah, I think that's right. So the patties: potato, onion and wheat. Well, as you can see, potato, onion and wheat. So that gets us the raw vegetarian patty, which obviously you then need to cook into a cooked vegetarian patty. And then we use that with some cabbage and tomato and the bread, which again we'll be making from the wheat as well. We've got the tomatoes. We've got the lettuce or cabbage, depending on which thing it's come from, but you can use them. They're all interchangeable. They all work with Farmer's Delight and such. The only thing that I have found that doesn't seem to work properly. You scared the crap out of me. No! Why are you shoving bread in there? How dare you? I'm going to unlock it now. That's the lock. Thank you for that. It's much appreciated. You must have been living off baked potato. So I'm going to shove one in the tablet because... Did I spell poison wrong? Because according to that, it does know it. Oh, for fuck's sake. Stupid Naz. I did have one. So what do I know? Anyway, so they will just fill, and when they get to maximum fill, this will keep producing because any extra will just effectively get voided. That's what that void upgrade is for. So that should do everything to make our vegetarian burgers. Like so. So as you can see, use the different lettuces. It does say you can get these lettuce leaves. It says you can do it on the chopping board. I have not got that to work. It always says you can't chop this item. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's for some reason doesn't think I know the recipe or what. But if you stick it in Create Mixer, it 100% does it every time. So what is going on there, I do not know. You know, I will show you as an example. Well, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to grab a stack. So if we go over to the house, because that does have a chopping board in it. My house. Naz's abode. So you've got a little chopping thing here. Doesn't seem cuttable, you see? Don't know why it doesn't like it, because it's showing that there's a recipe there. All I can think is maybe because we've got two types of lettuce, there's a bit of a compatibility issue. Don't quite know. But if I kind of like just lob one of these in there, and you see it's in the bottom, and crank it, it will make us the two cabbage leaves. So I am kind of tempted to maybe set that up in there. But to be fair, these botany pots, because they go so quickly, I might not need to have to do that. It might be a case of, you know what, just use a full cabbage. You know, just for simplicity. Right, let's just get slept through the night. Use the good old sleeping bag. Couldn't think what it was called. Yeah, I'm going through another insomnia patch, and unfortunately it is making my brain a bit wonky at the moment. So you'll have to excuse me if I mix my words up or kind of get things completely and utterly wrong. No doubt someone will correct me. So first thing we're going to need to be making the patties, and we're going to need to be cooking them. So it looks like that is literally just in a crafting table. Obviously you could use the mixer to make them. It is an option. Or I could use a crafting machine to do it. I'm kind of tempted to use... Oh, do I want to use a crafting machine, or do I want to do it this way? It is technically a create building. Decisions. I might have to think on that a second. But first things first, I do need to kind of gear the power. So create. I think it's the clutch that I need. I think. Let's have a look. Let's ponder it. And it'll tell us. Clutch will relay rotation in a straight line, give it a redstone signal, and it'll stop. So that is exactly what we need to make. I thought it were, but I wasn't 100% sure. Like I said, it's been a while. So to make one of these, very simple recipe: andesite, a shaft, and some redstone. Very, very simple recipe. We're going to need 2. We're going to need some levers. So, and we're going to need some redstone, obviously. So, first things first. Let's grab a 2 redstone. Andesite casing, we're going to need some andesite. So, I want the andesite alloy, which I'm going to pull out the tablet, because obviously, previous episode, you should have seen it. And if you haven't, why haven't you? Why haven't you watched it? Right, so obviously I'm using vein miner, so I can vein mine these into the strip bits of wood. Use the andesite alloy on it. Pick up the crates. We're going to use the crafting table here. 2 andesite alloys will give us the shaft. Well, hey. So we're making 2. So, oh God, get it in the right place. I don't think it matters that much. That'll get us 2 clutches, which is one of the things we need. The next thing that we need is we need levers. And I believe that is just a stick on a piece of stone. It's such a long time since I've made a basic lever. This is where I find out I'm completely and utterly wrong. No, I am right. So, sorry, cobblestone, for any of those perfectionists that are going, no, you said the wrong thing. Right, so, stick. So, stick over cobblestone, gets us the lever. It's got an EMC value. I've obviously not shoved it in the tablet, so we will do that. We'll then whip one straight back out. And we'll go set these clutches up. I think what I will do as well is I will take this with me. I will also take you. Do any of you have an EMC value that has not been processed? That would be, no, the blazer, that's a pity. Could have done with the blazer having an EMC value, but never mind. Want some dirt. Just to fill that in, otherwise I'll come back and I'll be sat there going, why is there a hole there? I'll be thinking, was there a hole there before? Did I miss it? And then I'll start panicking thinking, is something stealing dirt? Do we have Enderman? So, stick it in, as you can see, spinning around like a loon, stick a level there, flip it, and it'll stop it. This will still be moving, but it's not going any further than the clutch. Do the same on the other side. As you can see, spinning like a loon, shove it on there, flip it, and it switches it off. So the lever glowing. I don't remember him doing that before. Yeah, it does do it all the time now. Okay. I don't remember it doing that before. So, next thing we need to do is obviously this mixer. We're going to be wanting to, oh no. Nope, not there. We're definitely the wrong place. I'm going to get some dirt. Stack of dirt. So, let's have a look. It needs to be one off the ground normally. So, for example, a bucket Air gap. Oh yeah, I didn't need that one up there. I think that is kind of what we need. Like I said, it's been a while with Crate. I'm having to kind of re-remember it. And then the bucket underneath for whatever we're shoving in there, which I must admit I am tempted to make the burgers in here. I am going to try and Xnet this like we did before, more than anything because I don't want to be dealing with lots of cables going over sides and all sorts, because that starts to drive me mad. But how they've changed Xnet, they've made it a bit more complicated, I think is the best thing to say. So expect lots of mistakes with that. But anyway, let's get power to this. So I need to change horizontal into vertical. Now, I think how I can do it, is if I stick another cog on the end. I think I might be completely and utterly wrong. Again, cogs, we made them before. They are in previous videos, so you should be able to see them. So I do that, and no, that's not right. I think if I make another one of these and drop it down into that, that will make it work. I think. We shall soon find out. Like I said, it's been a while since I played about with Create. I think offline, last time I was playing Minecraft, I didn't use Create at all. Because I was finding too many issues with Create not wanting to work properly with other mods, or causing errors, or causing local crashes. And I was like, yeah, I'll wait till next version. It's just too much hassle. So, I'm going to need andesite. We're probably going to need some more cogwheels. So what I will do is I'm going to grab a stack. Right, let's get ourselves another casing. Again, right click it. Don't dig it up. Not until you've actually used the andesite on it. Now these, I'm trying to remember how it's done. Right, it's not like that. So is it like that? Yeah, because you get then the in from the top, out through the sides. As you can see with that one, in the previous configuration that I had it, it's just all around the sides. Which is obviously not what I want for this one. Get it right in a second. Again, it doesn't have an EMC value, so we can't go and mass produce them. We do have to manually craft. Which again, I don't think that's a bad thing, having to manually craft some things. So in here, shouldn't be too dark. And then if we stick that now, needs to come one more over, doesn't it? Idiot. So like that, like that. That is now connected to that. As you can see, it's spinning that, it's spinning the mixer like crazy. So anything that I lob in there, it'll go down, do its thing. So that's one of the things that I want always running. Right, so like I said, we know that for the veggie burgers, which are there, it's going to be onion, potato and wheat. We know to make bread, you can either use 3 bits of the wheat, or you can use, I think it's wheat and water that'll get you dough. Let's have a look. Oh, we've got different types of dough. Got quite a few doughs. Pita dough, pizza dough, salt dough small, sugar dough. All these wonderful cooking recipes. So you've got one that uses 3 bits, okay, but that one just uses water and wheat flour. Now, obviously, if we're going for wheat flour, we're going to have to grind the flour in the first place. So to get that, you can either use the big chunky wheels that you'll get wheat flour and seeds. I prefer the little mills. Chuck a bit of wheat in, you'll get wheat flour, seeds, and as you can see, 25% chance of seeds and 25% chance of flour. But we're going to have to make these first, which again is andesite casing. I don't think it matters what sort of stone really, just so long as it is stone and not cobblestone, and a cog. Very, very simple recipe. Of course, I probably should have grabbed myself a stack of wood while I was here. Saved me having to keep coming back all the way back over here. RS sync with JI. Remote storage sync with JI isn't working. Okay, I shall look at that after stream. I forgot what I was coming here for now. Wood. Good to know. So again, we need to put down a piece of wood. We then need to right click it with an axe, skin it. Do not chop it now. So even though I very nearly went, oh, cut it down, turn it into a casing. I do need a crafting table, but obviously I've got one with me. It's in my backpack. I've already completely forgot what it were. It was that, a cog, and stone. Which, again, we've got bog standard stone. I could have cooked it up, but obviously, if I don't need to. And that'll get us our millstone. Don't believe that has an EMC value. Again, I kind of like to stick these at the back here, almost out of the way. I think what I will do is I'm going to need some more of those shafts. Make your own jokes. I'll grab a couple of shafts firmly. I'm going to then bring this over the top. I don't think it makes any real difference either way. Yeah, I'm probably going to bring it down there, man. Because I forgot we've got these roofy bits. That is just aesthetic though. So I could just do that, bring that over, and then bring it down as I was planning. So again, why did I go outside? Did not need to go outside. Yeah, that gives you an idea of how tired I am. I'm doing stupid stuff already. So what was it for it again? It was... need to open my backpack for its crafting table. Andesite casing. I believe it was 4 corners there to get the down and out the side. But ideally, we are just doing this for the down. Can I get it on without messing it up? Yes, I can. We'll then bring this down and then there. I'll stick a baby cog. And let's see if I've completely screwed this up. Everything is running. The mill wheel is running. If I grab the wheat, I'm going to need another one of these. That's much I can tell. So Again, testing purposes, make sure I haven't done anything really, really stupid. Just throw it in. Try that again. Just throw it in or not. And it'll grind it. And as you can see, if you right click it, I have wheat. And then using that with a water bucket or get a dough, I think we can just provide water to a cauldron and it will do it automatically. I think I'm going to test that. Is it a cauldron? No, it's a basin. Are they in here? Yes, they are. So I think I'm going to shove it there because I have a feeling we're going to be using another one of these cauldrons at some point. So again, we'll just gear that over and then we need to make another one of these mixers. I'm pretty sure they don't have an EMC value. That I am pretty sure of. So let's have a look. I know this kind of goes like something like that. No, I'm going to have to look it up. Again, I'm not an expert at Create. I'm nowhere near anything like that. So where is it? It is there. So whisk. Iron sheets. Okay, that's what I was doing wrong. So iron sheets. Need to grab some iron. Let's have a look. We should have plenty of iron because I've been digimining it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shove it on here. Obviously, I could wire this up and it would do it. It'd do it much more faster than what I'm doing. That's got us the little plate. As well, put it together while we're here. So that's got us the whisk. And so it's a whisk over some sort of casing. I don't think it matters which one, just as long as it is a casing. With a cog on top. So again, bit of wood, strip it, bit of the andesite alloy on it, break it, and then casing, whisk, shaft. Okay, why is that not working? I thought that's why it worked. No, that's because it's a cog, not shaft. Oh, dear me. Dear, dear me. Yeah, I think it might be a shorter stream today with my brain not working. So this might end up being a 2 or even a 3-parter. I probably am going to just do Minecraft this week and then maybe return to normal schedule next. Nope. Not there. So as you can see, that is now spinning like a loon. It's not all frozen up and broken, so that is kind of working. I think we've got the sink that we made for the kitchens, which we do, which is cooking for blockheads. That will provide as a water source. I am kind of inclined to think I'm going to put this underneath. I must admit, I am thinking about taking the ground out underneath this and giving us a bit more work area so we can hide some of the things, but for now I'm just going to shove the sink there because I want to test this to make sure that it doesn't require a bucket and it being filled. It shouldn't do, but again, things might have changed. Probably shouldn't have put that block yet because I've not attached a pipe to it. Again, this is a bit of a testing. So we want the fluid pipe. Just shove that on there. Get the wrench out of the backpack. Shift right click on there so it pumps out. It should fill that with water. Looks like it only fills it to a certain level, which fine. I'm assuming that's going to be a bucket's worth. Yeah, 1 bucket's worth, as you can see on the little tooltip at the very top. We have the wheat on us, so long as I can chuck it in there, this should come down and turn it into what we need. Should. And as you can see, it has. We're going to want a depot, which I may as well do it. Don't know why I put that back. I think depots are... no, depots aren't. Because if you stick a depot there, we'll get a funnel out and it should automatically drop items out. So what do we need for a depot? Do I have to go running all the way back over there? Is it going to require... oh, that's handy. Andesite, alloy, and just a casing. I do like it when it's simple, a bit like me. So, one of those. Right click it, skin it. Use the alloy on it. So it was casing and alloy, I think. I'm forgetting already. Good old depot. Shove the depot here, and as you can see, it made a funnel. It's dumped out the wheat, which we've got 3 of. So that would then be taken from there, put in something that's going to cook it, to turn it into bread, which I'm just going to grab it, so that 1, we've got it, 2, that we can shove it into the transmutation tablet. So I'm just going to have a quick look. It means we can also make slime balls if I can find some lime dye, which is pretty handy. We can make some basic food, you know me. I probably will end up making donuts or something. If there is donuts in this. Might not be donuts in this. But if you cook the way the dough, turns it into bread. Yeah, you could use 3 pieces of dough, but you get more bang for your buck. Hence the reason why I'm doing it that way. And as you can see, the water should always stay filled up. So that saves that. What I'm going to do is, because as always, on the hour, every hour I do take a couple of minutes break, I am going to do exactly that. And we shall continue with this monstrosity that's probably going to end up with dire wire everywhere until I get it all sorted out. So other than that, as usual, this is where I do run 3 minutes of adverts over here on Twitch. If you are watching it on YouTube, I have 0 control over adverts over there, which I do apologise, but there's nothing that I can do about that. As always, adverts are not guaranteed. It's down to region availability here on Twitch. So if you do get adverts, stretch your legs, get yourself a drink. That's exactly what I'm going to do. But obviously, if you're a subscriber, you don't get adverts, sit back and enjoy the music, and I'll be right back. When I can find the button. I can't find it. Oh, here we go. Right, and I'm back. Right, so that's set up for doing bread. We need to... I think I'm going to need another one of these. Because I think rather than setting up a crafting machine, if we just have it effectively doing all the bits for us, it just might be easier to set up in the long run. So we're going to want another basin. Shove a basin there. I can take that cog out. I then want the piece of wood. Skin it. Andesite alloy. I am going to have to go and get another 5 iron to make the mixing attachment. Oh, I'm wanting to burp. I'm doing my very best not to burp on stream. So onto that. Make the 5 plates. Obviously you can tell when you've done, because if you keep clicking it, nothing happens. You know it's done everything it can. As we're over here by a crafting table. So mixing attachment, like so. Then that, and it was a cog. Remember this time. That'll give us another mechanical mixer. Again, like I said, I'm hoping to avoid having to use pipes for this. It will very much depend if I can get my head around oh god, what's it called? My brain's dropped out of gear. Yeah, this is the problem with insomnia. It absolutely kills you mentally. So, Xnet. I knew it'd come to me if I give it a moment. So, what we know we need for this is we need wheat, onion, and a potato. Or spud. If you're a Brit, you'll know what that is. If we then go in here, drop the onion, the wheat, and the potato, it'll go and mix that, and it will give us the raw vegetarian pate. I'm going to click on it in there, so it will only ever make raw vegetarian pates. I'm not going to do the bread on this one, because if I ever need mud, it is really, really handy having something like that, and I don't want to set up another basin for it. So, for example, as you can see, I've got some dirt there. If I get some dirt, lob it in there, it will do its thing, and it'll make you mud. It saves you having to go all the way to a mango forest, which I had to do to get mud initially. And this kind of gives you an idea of I had to go all over the houses looking for it. Wasn't that way. Pretty sure it wasn't that way. But I literally went all the way around the island trying to find it, couldn't find it, and I ended up having to go miles. It's somewhere way, way, way in the north. It took me about 30 minutes from this like mini continent here to get to it. Pretty sure it's not that one. Or is it? No, it's mangrove swamp. There was one there. So there's one a bit closer that I hadn't realised. And again, you can get mud here. It's a bit of a pain in the backside. It's a desert with some massive desert temples again. I was going to say there's some of that calcite that Najoma was farming. So if you need some more, a bit more there. It looks like that's actually a mountain of it. But anyway, I digress. So mud. Useful because that's what I use to make the roof tiles for houses and things like that. Again, it doesn't burn, so if it gets struck by lightning, it doesn't do anything. Obviously, if you've got a wooden roof and it gets struck by lightning, you come back to find half your building's burnt down, as we found out in the previous season. And obviously, we don't want to be doing that. So that's the reason why I'm not going to set that to bread, because, you know, if I need to make mud for whatever project I'm working on, it's handy to have that there for it. And also it adds that, you know, little bit of crunch to the bread as well. That's the theory behind it anyway. So we have a raw vegetarian patty. We then need to cook that. That I probably will do by machine. So let's just actually have a look at what our options are. Because it doesn't look like there's a way to cook that with Create, looking at that. You can do it in the bog standard smelter, the furnace, the smoker. Oh, you can do it with Create. You could shove it through one of these fans with a flame. Not going to do that. I don't like the risk of it burning down the pink windmill. So I will probably machine that, probably just use a bog standard smelter to get us the cooked vegetarian pie. And then obviously we could then throw that into another one of these. Doesn't have to be heated to make the vegetarian burger, which it's literally just like bread, tomato, cabbage of some sort. Oh, it can use cabbage leaves. I don't think it's going to matter that much. I think I'll just use bog standard that, shove the patty in, and it'll output a vegetarian burger. Probably do that in this one, I think. I'm just thinking. I do want to kind of make sure that it does what we need to do. So I'm just going to throw this into the electric furnace. Which is that one there. Chuck it in. Actually, I may as well shove this in here while I'm here. I am going to have to make another depot. So again, block down, skin it, use the stuff on it, mine it up, place it, andesite, gives us a depot. The more and more I think about it, the more and more I'm beginning to think maybe I should just put another mixer in it. Just so I've got one free, so if there's anything that I need to do in Create, like making andesite and things like that, sometimes it's easy to just bulk make it. So if we shove that in there, we'll get an output to there. I'm going to need one for this as well. So I really should have done that while I was over there, but we can do it here. One of those. Chop it. I'm going to have to... No, I'm not. I was going to say I have to go onto my crafting tablet, but I don't need to. I don't want slime balls. That's no use. Another depot. So as you can see, all these things will pop out of there. I've got my dough. I thought, where's my dough gone? Right, one of those I'm going to shove in the tablet before I forget. So it's there. We're obviously going to have to cook one of these, which again I should have done while I was over there. But like an idiot, didn't realise that. Should have done. Because one was being stupid. Now I'm definitely on insomnia brain at the moment. It just no worky. So it was bread, I don't believe it was onion. I think it was bread, tomato, and salad leaf again of some sort. I think. I'm going to double check it. So salad leaf, tomato, the vegetarian thing, and the vegetarian pate. So probably shouldn't have shoved the cabbage in because I said I weren't going to do the leaves. So we'll try that again, shall we? I'm not sure if we can drag the actual recipe over. I know some things you can. No, because I can't see it. Okay. So let's actually have a look. Right. We don't want to shove the bread in with the patty, otherwise it'll just make a simple hamburger. And that's not what we want. So is this going to be a little bit of trial and error to try and get it right? So if I shove that one in, then shove that one in, then shove that one in. No. God damn it. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay. Can we make it without... This is why I'm glad I kind of like add 2 bits of bread. It does mean I've got to kind of make the burger again and cook it. Which was that potato. What was it? Wheat, potato, onion. That's the 4th ingredient. Pretty sure of it. No, we were 3. What do I know? So, this one. Wheat, onion, potato. Gives us the patty. I think if I manually craft it and then shove that on the filter, it shouldn't then try and craft anything and make a mess of things. Should have thought ahead. Insomnia brain says no. So, let's cook the patty. So I need lettuce and tomato. I think you can manually craft it. I don't think... You don't have to use this setup, I believe, but I'm obviously wanting to do that because I'm wanting to automate it. Didn't want to. Only wanted the one. So, pate, bread. I'm not sure if it's a definite thing. That's the veggie burger. That's the one that I wanted. So then if I then use this on here, it should then only ever make those and I can shove whatever I want in there. What is actually in there at the minute? A tomato. So obviously we're going to test this, make sure that I haven't screwed it up. That wheat and potato. Why do you say that like that? So onion, wheat, potato, which will make us the burger. Obviously I need to cook it, so it's a bit running about because again I've been a bit silly. So I want tomato, lettuce, and we're going to be toasting the bread. We've already got the bread, don't we? No, we don't. What do I know? God, I am so disorganized. I am not prepared. So we'll grind up the wheat. Oh, may as well make the dough while I'm here. That would make sense. Oh God, we got 6 from that. Didn't realise it made so much. 3 per bit of flour, which is... That's going to give me quite a lot. Very happy with that. Be able to feed the server. Right, so we're going to test it. It should work because it's filtered. It shouldn't try and make anything else. Again, I don't think they've changed that on Create. If they have, I would be kind of like questioning why do you have the filters for it if that's the case. I have a feeling it's going to be right. Obviously, if I could jump up there, I could stand on the edge and see him, but what am I saying I can do? I can just put a block there and we can see in. So, we want... I'm just going to move those out of the way. So we want a piece of bread that doesn't go in now. God. Piece of bread. Let's get rid of that. So, piece of bread goes in. It's not done anything with it. Tomato goes in. It's not gone down and turned it into a tomato sandwich, so we know that's working. Lettuce has gone in. It's not going to mush the lettuce into, or cabbage into lettuce leaves. In goes the burger, squishes it all together and makes us our veggie burger. So that works, which is exactly what I wanted it to do. I am going to drop this back one and I'm going to try having another pot on it. Might overstrain it, it might not, we'll find out in a minute. I'm hoping it doesn't. So we'll take those out. Shove those in like so. Could just stick the... I am going to be... Oh, am I? Yes, I am. I've got to. So that one goes like that. The cog is going to go there. Like I said, I'm going to make another mixer. Because then I'll have a free basin that if I'm doing any sort of mixing, I can just go, right, I can just shove it in there and I don't have to go, oh, I've got to make sure there's nothing in that one. Because if that's going to be automated, it's going to always be making bread and there's a good chance that it's then going to end up being back stuff. So I want to be making sure that, well, everything, that I have a free one, ultimately, whenever I need one. So we'll make some more. So we'll just make another mixer, it's just easier. Save myself a job. God, there was me waffling away there and I suddenly thought, oh my God, did I forget to unmute my mic? That would have been rather unfortunate. So, mix ahead. We are obviously going to need another bit of wood. With another piece of alloy. And we need another cog on top to give us another mechanical mixer. We're going to want another basin. Which is there. And hopefully this won't all jar up. I don't think it will, because I think it only adds the stress when the machine's actually being used, not when it's idling. I think. I could be completely wrong. Well, it's not stopped, so that's a good sign. So what I'm going to do in that one there is I am actually going to type to do the wheat. Because, not being funny, if I need mud or anything like that, well, that won't be that difficult to do. I can always just stick a tank full of water and just pipe it over. So, 3 bits of wheat. 1, 2, 3. Grab one. Shove it on there. Then that should only ever make dough. Got 9 dough there. Well, hey. Right, so that's making the dough to make the bread that we'll have to set up some sort of cooking for. To cook it, we're going to need another machine for cooking the burgers. I could potentially just use a single mechanism furnace. Is it called furnace? Let's have a look. No. Smelter? No. What's it called? I think it's called Energize something. Have I not put the very lowest tier version of it in? That can't be right. That can't be right at all. Enrichment chamber. Osmium compressor, combiner, crusher. Yeah, I made it. I just didn't shove it into the tablet. So you know what? I'm going to make one. Yeah. I'm going to make one and shove it in the tablet, so I've got it. So, we need a steel casing. I wonder why I didn't do that. I believe we want 4 redstone. I'm going to grab it out with stocks. Yes, I know I've got absolute billions of EMC, but there might be a use for that at some point, especially if I start making the next flour. So we needed 4 redstone. I've already forgot what else we needed. Can't see it, that one. 2 pieces of glass and 2 of the basic control units. Well, I know I've got the basic control units in here. Unless I've done something really stupid and deleted them by accident. Didn't think I had. We want 2 pieces of glass. So again, Energize smelter, put it in, drag it out. Put it in the tablet this time. So we can then just pull one straight back out. Energize smelter only has 1 processing slot, if you like. If I'm thinking that I'm going to be doing the bread in this, and do I want to do separate ones though? Do I want to be doing separate ones? That is the next question. I think I could just grab 2 smelters. Yeah, if I grab 2 smelters rather than using a single one, that means that if we have that situation where we're short on something, I can then use one of the tier upgrades so it can process more things. So, I don't know, say if we had 2 of them here. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to dig out the floor underneath this so I've got better access to the underneath of machines. I'm thinking what the inputs are going to be. You need an input and an output. I will reset those so they've got nothing set. I could do, obviously, because there's the floor underneath those at the moment, I could do input and output from the bottom. I could do and just have it through a single pipe. But I'm not too sure how it's going to get on with XNet in that regard. Because normally I found that if you do a top and a bottom, it works 100%. But like I said, Xnet's been a bit weird. I'll have to think on that. But one of them will be used for cooking the bread. The other one will be used for cooking the patties. We've already decided this is going to be used for combining them. Obviously, we're going to need Xnet into there that will be shoving the wheat from here. Can't rain. I don't know why it is, but it definitely seems to rain more. It's a little bit annoying that it rains so much. Yeah. I'm just mentally trying to think it through. We're not going to need a load of wheat because it's making bread. It's using raw meat. More raw meat. Raw wheat to make the patties. And I think those pots it'll definitely be able to keep up with that. We're not going to need any sort of crafting machine because, again, we're going to be letting this deal with that. Oh, starting to flash lightning in the game, I saw it. I hope Najoma is not flying anywhere. Because the last thing you want to do is get struck by lightning. So what we'll probably do is a bit like last time, have the storage boxes here. So I'll have a storage box for the bread. Well, actually, no, we'll have a storage box for wheat. So maybe even just take these. We have the carry mod. Oh god, I've got to open the door first, so I know. So we're going to have to stick a controller underneath here so we can dump everything into the controller and extract through the controller. So we'll have the wheat and seeds here. Obviously the wheat will be piped into here and then the dough will be extracted out into its own drawer. So we'll grab one of those like that. Actually, I probably ought to have grabbed a couple, thinking about it. Just grab a stack and sort it out after. So, I don't think I'm going to... Oh, we do. That's useful. So, that will go into that. I'll grab one. I'll cook it up so we get the bread. Because if I can sort of outlay it, it's when I come back and look at this tomorrow, I don't sit there and look at it and go, what the hell were I doing? And do a complete and utter brain fart. And again, I want it to have like an overproduction of stuff so that it's kind of always kind of working in the background, if you like. So the bread would go in there. Then the next stage is it's going to be making the patties, which again, that is using onion, potato and wheat. So again, we can grab these. I need to open that door. So may as well just bring these in, thinking about it. God. Keep forgetting, got to open the door, otherwise it'll put it in that place and make a right pixie roll things. Okay, why won't it put that down? This server hasn't crashed, does it? One moment. Yes, the server has just bombed. Okay. Let me just have a quick look. See if I can see what was happening there that made it crash. Do, do, do. Can't fire object. Oh. Looks like it was something to do with butchery, according to that, by the looks of it. The server is rebooting. Now, because of the weird thing with Java, I am going to have to just quickly restart the client. Because for some reason, it sees the weird session still active when it's not. I'm just watching what the server's doing at the moment, so just bear with me a second. Because for whatever reason, it died. Server is still loading. It's still thinking about it. Just have the beep beep, say it's ready. I did wonder why I couldn't place that suddenly. That was like, servers crashed. I'm not sure what that was about. It might be a good butchery. Which, if that's the case, I'll need to look out for. I don't know. Najoma, were you playing about with butchery and it died? When it died? What were you doing when it fell over? I swear he goes, I was just running about. Nope, was walking, got disconnected. Okay. I don't know what it was then, because it's like when I was looking at the log, it looked like butchery had caused the crash. But I couldn't see anything specific saying what it was in butchery. As we're not killing animals, it is nighttime, maybe something weird spawned, or it just could have been, you know, Java being Java, having a memory leak and going, I'm going to fall over. Again, you just don't know. It is one of those things. So right, yeah. So we will want a box for the patties, which I'm gonna just grab the bits for it and make a patty. So potato, wheat, onion. So we have the raw burger, and then we want the cooked burger. So I'm actually going to make another one. That potato, wheat. That one, that one, that one. We'll go cook it back up. I'll have a much closer look at the logs after stream. See if I can see what happened there. It might have just been, like I said, one of those random things of server falling over. Because, not being funny, it does still seem to have memory leak issues. And so, when the server falls over, it does auto restart. It's only if there's something a bit more serious than that it will have thrown a wobbly and gone, nope, I'm going to wait until somebody can come and look at me. Right, so then we have that. It then combines it. So I might actually be better just going, oh God, not that one. How do I pick it up? Is it Control? No. Right, just give me the boxes. And then we want the final box, which will go there for the actual burgers. I think that's right. That's all those stages there. So again, I just need to make sure that I am going around with the keys, locking them and such. They're already locked. Use the, I think it's the quantifying key, so it shows how many there is by number. I'm not sure if I said the reason why you use the lock them is so that you can take the item out, and if there's none in it, it still keeps the slot for it, or still keeps the item shown in there. If it wasn't locked and I took the final item out, that would go blank. So that's the reason why you use the keys on it. One key to show the numbers, one key to lock it so you can take out the maximum. Right, we need, what, 1, 2, 3, well, 5 more fill level ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think that is that. And what I think I'll do between now and tomorrow's stream, because like I said, I'm going to continue with Minecraft this week, because we've had a bit of false starts this week, and I do kind of want to get this finished, is I'm probably going to put a way down there. I'm going to dig out underneath here. And like I said, I'm planning to use XNet with it. It's going to be a bit of a learning thing for me, because like I said, they have changed it a bit. They've made it a bit more stricter on how it operates. I was thinking of doing XNet for the power station, but in end it was just easier to do with pipes. And ultimately I thought, well, why not do it a different way? I always use XNet for that. And a lot of people who have seen me doing XNet kind of like look at it and go, I don't get it. So again, it's going to be a bit of a learn for me to work out what the changes are with XNet. Again, I'll probably set that up here somewhere. Probably have the main workings underneath. What I will do, though, while I'm here, is I'm going to take those pieces out so that when I do dig out the floor, I can see where some of these bits are. So again, I think I'm going to do the same for these. Take out the wooden bits underneath. So again, like I said, I can see where bits are. I might set up that press just in here, just in case we need any sort of plates or anything, just to make things easier. But yeah, I think that's where I'm going to leave it for tonight, because like I said, I want to dig out underneath here, make it look not so trashy. And we'll be continuing with this tomorrow. Like I said, I'm going to try it with XNet. I'm hoping we can do it with XNet. If we can't do it with XNet, we're going to have to look at another option. Like I said, they have changed quite a few bits on XNet and made it a lot more stricter, so it kind of goes. So it's like before, you used to be able to stick a interface directly on a machine, and so long as you were pulling and pushing from the right thing, it would just work. Now you've got to make sure that you've actually got it set to the direction as well that interface is on. And it just really overcomplicates it. Why they changed it, I don't know. It just used to work before. But apparently they've changed it, so we will see. But yeah, like I said, I think that's where I'm going to leave it for tonight. Bit of a short stream. I am going to do another talk, see if we can see what Najoma's been doing, see if he's actually done anything, or whether he's kind of exploring the map, which he could quite easily be doing. I will shove the blaze burner in there, probably so I can completely forget about it and never remember where it is, so that I'll be going, I'm sure I've made one, but I don't know where it is. So let's have a look. Has Najoma built anything? Anything new? I'm intrigued. Has he finished his great big swimming pool? Oh, he's got a pool. That's for sure. Oh. Oh, are you going to be able to see your base through this then? Is that the idea behind it? I am intrigued. I'm very intrigued. I have not got a clue how the hell you get into it. Now, it's going to be a killing room. Okay. Oh, he's got his chimney set up. I can't sneak in. Go down his chimney like Santa Claus. Thievery never goes unpunished. Yeah, not got a clue how he gets in it. There's probably some hidden doorway somewhere. Obviously, do not show me. I don't want people to potentially look back on you on the stream and work out how they'll get into it. Make sure that you claim your area here, because again, we don't want people doing things they shouldn't be doing. There has been people trying to get on the server, and it just adds a extra layer just in case they manage it for whatever reason. Let's just say there was quite a sustained attack at one point, and it was quite impressive that it didn't fall over. They actually stayed up and kept them out. Right, so like I said, anyway, that's where I'm going to leave it for tonight. We're going to be back tomorrow with this, so long as Twitch isn't being twitchy. I am going to say that in there as a caveat, because like I said, last couple of days when I've tried to stream, there's been issues, and it's been down Twitch's side. I don't know what's been going on there. I don't know if because they are changing some of the policies and things like that. I don't know if they're putting extra layers in. Maybe they are upgrading the network, but whatever they're doing, I couldn't get on. I tried multiple times, a couple of different times throughout the evening, and still couldn't get in. So wrote it off. Today, no issue at all. Everything worked perfectly fine, which makes me think that maybe something was being done in the background. But hopefully things will be working and we'll be able to continue tomorrow. So like I said, we're going to continue with Pink Windmill. What I will do, like I said, is I'm going to dig out underneath here, give me a bit more area to work with, and hopefully somewhere I can hide the pipes a bit. I will probably move these pots in and get them plumbed into Exonet as well. Because they will be also dumping into these, and as you can see they already have voids on, so they will just go forever. So obviously without the void thing, as you can see, it fills up really quickly. But like I said, that's what I'm going to leave it for tonight. As always, take care, don't do anything I wouldn't do, and I will see you again tomorrow, usual time. Again, caveat is, so long as Twitch isn't being twitchy, which it shouldn't be. Obviously, as always, you can watch past streams on the VODs on Twitch. Anything over 2 weeks old, though, you will have to go to YouTube for, because obviously Twitch only keeps VODs for 14 days. So other than that, take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.